Time to read.
Hey, that's nice. I'm getting some of my old music back. I found out how to get around having no DVD player. I'm using big decks, and I got a lot of old plugs. So if the sound is good, hooray! If it's a little bit off, please excuse me. Okay, here's some odds and ends. We've got Venus. Let's see. Mars and Venus are coming into square, and it gets worse and worse. The square is tighter as you go through next week. So it feels kind of irritatingly sexy, but it's not. It's a romantic problem. And here's another one. The nodes leave Scorpio and Taurus. You know, they go backwards. So they're going into Libra and Aries. What does that mean? Well, the north node in Libra means an extra little good luck for Libra. The south node in Aries means Aries needs a little more help. And this kind of goes on for about 2.5 years. It takes for these nodes, the south and north node, to go backwards through a sign. Mercury's still retrograde until February 28th. It goes direct. And after it goes direct, the last day in February, we got a whole bunch of stuff happening the 1st of March. Saturn goes retrograde on the 2nd of March. So it gets cold. 2 weeks up to that, 2 weeks back of it. Mars is retrograding on the same day, which ordinarily this could be really mean to have the two malefics, Mars and Saturn, get so powerful on the same day, and you'll see what happens. But for the fact that on the 6th of March, Jupiter goes direct, and Jupiter kind of counteracts the blues a lot. So what you could get is a lot of depression and anger around the 2nd, and finally some wisdom comes out around the 6th. Yeah, I know you had your fill of violence in January, but you know, we're on that new moon now, that new moon in Aquarius, and it sextiles Uranus, and it doesn't set off the nasty square, huh? The square is still there. You can't get away from this Pluto-Uranus square. And so it comes up once a week, you know, basically on your Mondays, Tuesdays. And there are some glitches, and Jupiter is tending to set it off. So we've got a T-square between Jupiter and Pluto and Uranus. And maybe the lawyers and professors can get a handle on all this Plutonian territoriality. But it's no longer so much enforced by the new moon. The new moon is more interested in getting everybody together in brotherhood, and you know, trying to get off of some of this senseless tension and into something more eclectic, more mental. So I've made this chart for you, and here's the sun. It's in Aquarius. It's going to go into Pisces in the middle of next week, and it will become more and more spiritual, religious, artistic, as the sun is going to come up here about 10 days from you and conjunct Neptune. And there'll be a lot of sensitivity and artistic awareness going on. It can be quite nice if you don't overdo it. It can also turn into drinking and fantasies and things. And you know, that piece I gave you this morning, or earlier on, the opener, it had a thing on it about how the fact that our country, the Pledge of Allegiance, they inserted under God, and they made our country kind of appear as if it's all a religious thing, and it's not. It wasn't built that way. It was built for Uranus, yes, not for Neptune. Anyway, enough of that, huh? Silly politics. What's going on? Let's see day by day how it feels for you. We're going to run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern, and as it makes angles to the different planets, it gives you kind of a mood of the times. If you're in the Thursday show, the moon's in Leo. On Friday is not an easy time. Friday the 14th. Let's get it around here so you can read it a little bit better. It has a lot of bad planetary angles to it. There's a full moon on Friday just before lunch, which makes it a a kind of rocky road to start with. And there's oppositions to Saturn early in the morning. It's going to be very cold Friday morning and people are depressed. Then they hit the full moon and they get a little bit emotionally exaggerated. And then there's an opposition to Mercury around dinner time and they can't talk it out. It's all confusing. And look out, the moon goes into Virgo here just after dinner, Friday the 14th. The vibes change a little bit, but there's confusion. On Saturday morning, the moon in Virgo. Yeah, but here's the opposition to Neptune early Saturday morning. This is breakfast time. So stay in bed late Saturday. Saturday afternoon gets a lot better. The moon in Virgo kind of turns us on. Here's nice sextile to Jupiter. Wisdom comes out. Here's a trine to Pluto. We got power and control. Saturday's not too bad. You're recovering from the bad Friday. Sunday morning, moon still in Virgo, and here's a nice trine to Venus. There could be some sweets around. Stay in bed Sunday, relax. There's also a sextile to Saturn on Sunday afternoon and evening, which gets you kind of organized. So if you get over this initial confusion for Saturday morning and don't buy into it, make your plan Saturday night. It'll go through Sunday and it could be quite nice. On Monday about breakfast time, the moon moves in to Libra and everything changes again. And here's a bunch of bad angles to planets. It starts with overdoing it Monday night late. Early Tuesday morning, moon still in Libra on the 18th. And here's the opposition to Uranus. And a square to Pluto, between breakfast and lunch. So your Tuesday morning is another one of those rocky times. There could be anything from snarled traffic and communication problems to CME, solar flares disrupting the airlines. Here's hackers on the computers. This is tough on air travel again. And Monday, Tuesday are kind of a lockdown time, huh? And hopefully they're not because of gunshots anymore, at least for this month. At least for the month of February. There's no rest for you Tuesday night. Here late, this is 9-10 o'clock. There's a square to Venus and you can't get comfortable and there ain't no sweets and buggers. Wednesday, still feeling it. Before lunch, the moon goes by a nice trine to Mercury. Start to talk it out. But you're in the Mars zone. The moon is going by Mars. And so you can either be constructive about this and get some stuff fixed and get some physical stuff done, or you could be a lazy bones and just get angry. Ask yourself what you're protecting. The moon going by Mars. Mars is the agricultural god. He's supposed to protect the trees and stuff. A lady just called me. She's got rats in her cacao trees. So I try to coax her into treating rats like, little real animals like cats and dogs and trapping them live. And we'll see what she does. There's a famous study, where the rats were given the option of escaping or food. And they didn't choose either. They went right back to the cage and tried to free their partners and their mates and their family from the cage. Rats aren't quite what you think. Anyway, Mars is dogs. So there could be some dog barking on Wednesday morning. Find out what they're barking about. It's not that bad. Here after lunch, about dinner time, the moon shifts into Scorpio and things are quite nice. They go by the North Node, first of all. And that's Wednesday around dinner time and in the evening. And people are taking care of each other. On Thursday morning, we've got this nice trine to the sun and we got a plan and where fathers are out fathering and getting stuff done. And there's inspiration, too, from Neptune Thursday morning. So play some music. Be spiritual, and you could have quite a nice Thursday morning. Jupiter kicks in the middle of Thursday, in the afternoon of Thursday. There's a trine to Jupiter, and there's laughter, and there's new wisdom coming in. And finally, Tuesday night late after dinner, there's a sextile to Pluto. Thursday night, I'm talking about Thursday, the 20th. There's a sextile to Pluto, and things are new investigations come up. Hooray! Friday morning, finally I get a trine to Venus, and it's on Vendredi. Friday is Vendredi in French, Venus's day. So Friday morning, the 21st, stay in bed late, get some sugar if you can. Don't talk. Now, there's a sextile to Venus, but there's a nasty square to Mercury. Talking will bring you down and decrease the pleasures of Friday morning. The afternoon of Friday is taken up with Saturn concerns. The moon's going by Saturn, and it's time to get organized or get stuck. You could feel old, or you could take responsibility. It's kind of up to you how your attitude works there. And your attitude is your free will. You're going to get cold anyway and feel a little restricted. That's the normal thing for old Saturn. But there can be a positive side to it if you can get organized. Best to do it Friday, because Saturday on the 22nd the moon shifts into Sagittarius, and here Friday morning and in the middle of the day there's a square to Neptune and the Sun, and you can't get anything done, and there's liquid problems, and the father went off and drank too much, and all your plans seem fuzzy and foggy, and what the heck. So Saturday's not a good time to launch anything, huh? It's time to kick back and go on pause until Saturday night. And Saturday night, here's the trine to Uranus. And we had a good lunation here. So now, get some information off the internet, check your astrology, check your intellect, because the emotions and the religion didn't work here much Saturday morning. No, this is time to do the Aquarian stuff Saturday night. So be with brothers and sisters and realize that you're part of the earth. You are the billion-year-old carbon, spread through. All the water came from outside. All the heavy elements on earth came from outside our solar system. A billion galaxies and billions and trillions of planets like Earth. My goodness. So you got a lot of options. Saturday, I enjoy. Hope you understand astrology is real and that it's a base science of religion and all the rest. On Sunday, you're having good talk with the kids. Are happy. Your mind is working well. You can communicate beautifully. There's a sextile to Mercury. Yeah, it's retrograde. You might have to say things twice, but it'll be worth it. Sunday afternoon and evening, here's a nice sextile to Mars. Get out there and clean things up. Get things done. Fix stuff. Do the physical chores. Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening on the 23rd. And they'll work good too. Yeah, that's the way it is. On the third week